Hello everyone. First thing, it is great to be back in Adelaide because my daughter was actually born here 22 years ago, so I'm feeling very old coming back to Adelaide. This is a subset of our corporate presentation that we released overnight, so I really do encourage you to get on the website and look at the full details. And importantly, that corporate presentation has all the footnotes and all the disclaimers that the ASX would love you to have. And importantly, later on I'm going to talk about exploration target, so our corporate presentation will outline all the assumptions, etc. that goes with the exploration target. So Novo Resources, we are actually listed on both the ASX and TSX, and we also have an OTC platform, so that drives liquidity across two large exchanges through the world. Normal cautionary statement. So we're a greenfields explorer. That's our whole focus. We believe finding early stage discoveries is the greatest way to leverage shareholder value. So we're clearly focused at looking for predominantly gold, but we have done a bit of a pivot to start looking for copper projects across Australia in particular. We're quite cashed up. We've got about $12 million in the bank. As we'll talk about in a minute, we've got an investment portfolio that helps sustain our business going forwards. Our portfolio is really focused on looking for standalone 1 million ounce projects. You're not going to see me talking about projects that you can see a processing plant from the drill rig. We're not interested in those. We're interested in greenfield, new stage projects that will grow into big projects and therefore drive shareholder value. We've got quite a large portfolio, which I'll talk about, predominantly now focused in New South Wales, which we pivoted across in December. And you'll hear me talk about our De Grey joint venture. De Grey invested, or are investing, $25 million over 4 years in our Becher project to earn 50%. So do the maths, good value for all shareholders. We've got a very aggressive exploration program. We like drilling. We like to drill about 10 months a year. It does burn cash, but it puts projects through the pipeline very quickly. And importantly, we are out there looking for other projects. You'll hear me talk about some acquisitions we made in December, but we're still out on the hunt looking for late-stage exploration or early-stage development projects in both the copper and gold space. So a quick overview, 355 million shares. As I said, we're on both exchanges. About a third of our shares trade on the ASX as CDIs and the rest are on TSX. Market cap, you can see there, cash we've talked about. We've got two investments, unlisted investments, E3D and San Cristobal. You can get on the website. We sold some of the San Cristobal in December last year for a good valuation, so they are liquid, right? Even though they're unlisted, we are able to move those shares if we need to. Top 5 register, you'll know some of these, De Grey Mining, Mark Creasy, billionaire explorer out of Perth. Cresco Capital is a large exploration and mine development fund out of Denver. And there's a few others, given the TSX, that don't appear on our register, who run around 3 to 4%, but they're large-scale mining companies in the world. So here we are, quick overview. We're covering all the way from the Pilbara and, as I said, more recently in New South Wales, and we've also got our Belltopper project. So I'm just going to focus in on the yellow projects as we talk through. So this is our pipeline. We do have a series of early-stage exploration projects. We're currently at Balla Balla, but these are the type of projects where the GOs have been on the field, picked up soil samples, we've done a bit of mapping, looked at public information, and we've decided we're going to go and drill 5 to 6 holes. And then if we like them, we kind of move them down the pathway. So if you looked at this list, we might have had 34 of them last year. We rapidly move through these projects, we rapidly grab them and have a look at them and discard them or keep them. In Advanced Greenfields is the edge in a joint venture with De Grey, which I'll talk about. Advanced projects, Belltopper in Victoria, we'll talk about that. Exploration target of 300 to 600,000 ounces, not too far from Fosterville. And also in New South Wales, our 2 new projects are ready to drill projects that you'll see us go drilling. And we're on the hunt to fill the last box, the advanced exploration. So that is our project generation activity, looking for projects that we can invest to take to a decision to mine. So let's talk about John Bull. So John Bull is near Grafton in New South Wales. It's had a bit of historical work. You can see here 7 shafts way back in the 1880s. It's had a cost stain by Kennecott. Look at the grades, 160 metres at 1.2, 5 metres at 18. TechGen, the previous owners, so we're farming in on this project. They did some great soil work. You can see the soil picture here, 1.3 kilometres of soil anomaly, great drill results, really exciting. Followed up with some geophysics, which is also great. TechGen some drilling, which I'll show you in a minute. So the whole project is kind of open, both at depth and along strike, and it's the type of projects that we're investing. TechGen have strategically pivoted away from this project, and we're coming in to farm in and take the project on. So here we are. It's always nice when you've got enough drill holes to put a section together, and some of the early stage drilling has really encouraged our excitement into this project. So you can see some of the results: 68 metres at 1, 94 around 1, 17 metres at 1.08, 23 metres at 1.01. So we're really excited. The holes aren't very deep, open at depth, open along strike. And as we said there, only 300 metres of the 1.3 kilometre long soil anomaly has been tested to date. So this is what's attracted our team to the project, and we really like this. So we'll go drilling in John Bull very shortly. And here's a little bit of the targeting. You can see the geophysics has outlined up to 5 different target zones that we'll target over our farming period. We'll build already. We've been on the ground building a mapping process and looking at identifying other targets. So you will see us go drilling in John Bull round about late May and early June, just outside of Grafton. On the similar side, in December, we started a farm in with Manhattan Corporation on Spreadborough. So not too far from here, up the road. Again, a very advanced exploration project that was around the Albert Goldfields. You can see the strike length that Manhattan processed here, all the way from Clone down to New Bendigo. Their focus was around about the New Bendigo area, which I'll show you some pictures in a minute. Our focus is more on Clone. We think Clone could have the potential to be a base for a longer operational or exploration target. So a great trend, over 35 kilometres. It's really been untouched and unloved in the last 10 to 15 years. There's a lot of people that we've even talked to today who remember working on this trend when they were younger. Kind of fell out of favour, but we like it. We think it's great. Our team's been on the ground all the way through summer doing mapping and soils and talking to the pastoralists and setting ourselves up for drilling. So here's the previous work at Clone, which is our primary target that was done by Manhattan. 11 holes over 250 metres of strike. Maximum depth, very shallow, 75 metres, so it gives you great potential both strike and at depth. And look at the numbers: 7 metres at 7, 9 at 6, 6 at 4.2, 31 metres at 1.29. So Clone has all the elements that we like. Previous work that we've been able to build on with our excellent exploration team. Opportunity to go there and go drilling as soon as we possibly can, and obviously grow the project, leading to hopefully potential down the track. Very shallow sediments cover sequence, which is very useful when you go mining down the track. As I said, Manhattan really focused on Bendigo, prospect in New Bendigo. They drilled lots of holes over a kilometre strike length, and again, some really good results. 8 metres at 40, 16 at 14, 7 metres at 13. So you can see here, enough drilling to create an exciting long section. So our focus, as I said, is on Clone, but you'll see us down the track pivot back to New Bendigo at the right time and see if we can build up a bigger picture along this 35 kilometre strike length. So again, lots of opportunities at New Bendigo. And here we are. We're about to go drilling in 4 to 5 weeks in Spreadborough. As I say, our team have been on the ground. They've done all the mapping. We've done all the logging. We've done all the structural work. We're ready to go drilling, and we've just signed the contractor to go drilling. So some of our soils, and if you look on the website, we put this out last week. We picked up over 89 grams a tonne in the soils, 41 grams. You can see some of the historical samples, or some of the samples from the historical workings, picked up pretty good results. So overall, everything we're seeing points to a really strong high-grade system, and we're geared up to do 2,000 metres of RC drilling, and that will allow us to test these high-grade targets over about 700 metres of strike. So that's one of the things you'll see us report on in the near future. So whilst we've just talked about New South Wales, our traditional DNA has always been in the Pilbara, and that's still very much part of the work that we're doing. So we have over 6,000 square kilometres of tenure in the Pilbara, and on top of that, another 11,000 square kilometres that we have joint ventures with both De Grey and SQM, SQM being the Chilean lithium producer and developer. So we have a great position in the Pilbara. Down on the left-hand side, you can see the Onslow district. We've just picked up a whole lot of ground in December there. We're building a district scale focus. It's an area that we think hasn't had much geological attention. We're out there looking for both gold and copper. Across the Pilbara, you can see Ballaballa at the top, which I'll talk about in a minute. In the middle is the Besha, the edge of the joint venture. Left-hand side, you can see Karratha. And between the two, you can see Sherlock Crossing, which actually is an antimony prospect that we'll follow up on. So the edge of the joint venture, most people know the De Grey story. They're in the process of a purchase by Northern Star. But over 2 years ago, after we did preliminary work on our tenements, which are the orange ones here, around 1,000 square kilometres, they really liked what they saw. And as a result of that, they completed the joint venture with us, which, as I said, is $25 million over 4 years to earn 50%. They've already contributed the $7 million in the minimum, and they'll keep exploring as we go through, and Northern Star will pick that up. Why is it attractive? Same tenure, same shear structures, 150, probably about 50 kilometres away from the Hemi processing plant. So really good upside for De Grey and shortly Northern Star. Ballaballa, we're actually drilling at Ballaballa. This is really, really early stage. This is the stuff we kind of like. No one's done anything here. The Shoal Shear kind of has an analogy to the Malina Shear for De Grey, where they're seeing if the shear zone has been a conduit for gold mineralisation, has it accumulated gold enough to create a bit of excitement. So we're there busy now doing a 6,000 metre air core drilling, and you'll see some of that results in about 4 weeks' time. So Belltopper, quickly to close out at Victoria. You can see where it's located here. It's south of Fosterville, not too far from Costa Field, and it's on the kind of western side of Sunday Creek and all the results that are happening there. We've had this project for a while. We've done 2 stages of deep diamond drilling. We've built up a really good understanding of the reef systems, and as I said before, that led us to last year, September, put out an exploration target of 300 to 600,000 ounces. So that's quite a meaningful target for an area in Victoria. It's a long way away from a resource, so let's be cautious on where this can take us. But the next stage is to continue the story for some more drilling, see if we can build up the geological knowledge, grow this exploration target. But we like it. It's got good infrastructure, etc. So we're almost on time. So drilling information and news flow, as I said, we're at Ballaballa. You'll see some of the information flow through from that when the results come in. We're about to go to Spreadborough. You'll see results come through there. Shortly, you'll get an update on our John Bull project from our field work or soils, leading up to a drilling program in June. And at the very end, in July, we'll be back in Karratha. So we're very aggressive explorers. So here we are. We're Greenfields Gold Explorers. We've got a brilliant team. We're very financially available. TSX, ASX listed, and we're out there looking for great discoveries. So thank you very much.